Hi everybody, it's Rick from DIY Senior Pictures and DIY Portrait, and today we're going to talk about taking portraits with your smartphone. Now normally, everybody would say, hey, you got to have a real nice DSLR or some kind of nice camera to get some great pictures. While you can get some great pictures with this tool, some people they don't have that already. They don't have a nice fancy camera, so they're going to stick to what they have. And, that's my number one rule for camera selection. Practice on what you have. If you want to become a good photographer, use what you got, and then you can always upgrade later and get better. So let's start with your smartphone. Android, Apple, doesn't matter. Just get a good camera app you're comfortable with, something you can adjust the settings on, get used to changing the settings, and you can go from there. One of the biggest problems I hear is that when I take a picture with my smartphone, people tell me that they always turn out blurry. Well, normally there's a couple reasons why, a picture would turn out blurry when you take it with a smartphone. And number one is the camera or the phone itself, is unstable. It's moving around. Or number two, there's just not enough light. Those are probably the two main reasons. So rule number one when taking a portrait with your smartphone is to get the camera stable. And you can do that with one of these things. This is a tripod mount smartphone holder. Right here is where it screws into the tripod. It springs in to hold the phone. And basically this thing has a screw hole right here to enable it to mount to a tripod. So what you would do is take your tripod adapter and put this on your tripod adapter. Just spins right on there. And you can take your phone, even in a big case like I have mine, you mount it on there, put that on your tripod, and your phone's steady. Now, another thing you could use is if you went to take a picture and you're always tapping on the screen, to launch the camera, that could cause it to shake a little bit. So you could also use a remote. This little remote right here is compatible with either an iPhone or an Android. It connects Bluetooth to your camera. It's real easy to sync up, and you just press a button and it clicks your shutter. So both of these devices I got off of Amazon for just a couple of dollars. They weren't very expensive at all. So that is it. Rule number one, stabilize your camera to avoid the blurry shots. If you're going to take portraits with your smartphone, definitely need to get that stable. I'll put a link in the description of where I've got these two. Okay, here we are with it all set up. I like to call it the rig. Kind of makes me feel manly, I guess. Anyway, here it is all set up on top of the tripod. Basically just screws on, just like I said previously. Makes it very steady. At this point, you can either use the Bluetooth remote like I showed you, or you can even set it to the self-timer mode on the camera itself. Just set it to kick off in 2 seconds. You hit the button, it gives it time to steady itself and take a picture. So we just went ahead, took it out to the backyard real quick. This is me and Ellie, my daughter. Just doing some tests. We set it up, lowered it down, just mainly so we can get it in the video, just so you guys could see it. I am using the Bluetooth remote, as you'll see, and I can just click shot after shot after shot without actually even touching the phone camera at all. So I don't get any shake. I get a nice, steady, even lit, beautiful shot, really. I mean, it's truly amazing. Now, I'm not going to get the beautiful bokeh background like I get with a DSLR, but I can get a decent portrait. Now, if I stopped and took the time to go out, and I'm going to do this in future videos, get some decent backgrounds. Here, I've got a lot going on in the background, which I normally wouldn't do for a portrait. But just to show you how we can get a decent picture, this is where we set up. Now, I did edit a little bit in Lightroom. More videos for that to come. But hey, as you can see, turns out pretty good. So come visit us, DIY Senior Pictures, DIYportrait.com, and look for more coming later. Thanks.